I'll be preaching a message for about 4 or 5 hours today, entitled, she's sitting there going, 4 hours. A message entitled, The Doorway to Revelation and Intimacy. Write it down. The Doorway to Revelation and Intimacy. Let's go back to today's Parsha portion. Vayikra, Leviticus 25 and verse 55. Yahweh says this, because the children of Israel, speaking about the year of Yovel, Jubilee, and the Shabbaton of the land Sabbath, the Shemitah, he says, you shall do all these things, liberty, declare liberty, end slavery, set things, people, places free, because I am the Elohim of freedom, and because, look at verse 55, the children of Israel are my avadim, are my slaves. The Hebrew word avadim literally means slaves. We sing on Pesach, what do we sing that song at the Passover table? Avadim hayinu, hayinu, right? Lefaro ben Mitzrayim, ben... You sing that, Josh, right? Do you forgot? Okay, but by next year you'll remember. We sing Avadim hayinu. We were slaves to Pharaoh in Mitzrayim. Yahweh took us out of slavery, not to release us from slavery, but to give us a new slave master. I had one rabbi say to me, whoa, you guys are out of your mind. You're preaching on patriarchal marriage, and next thing you know, you'll be teaching on slavery. Because slavery is in the Bible. So the next thing, Moshe is out of control. Rabbi Moshe is out of control. And he leads a cult. So pretty soon he's going to be teaching on slavery. He was right and wrong, Cecile. He was right that I was going to be teaching on slavery, but he was wrong because I already had taught on slavery.
Oh, wow.
That slavery is for today, but not the kind of slavery where a white man enslaves a black man, or a black man enslaves a lesser black man, where unjust enslavement of humanity one towards another. No, that's not what I'm talking about. Look what Yahweh says here. I released you from slavery, talking about the year of Yovel, then Shnat HaYovel, the year of Jubilee, and of course, all the liberty that comes in Torah, serving Yahweh. Yahweh says, I released you from slavery because, here's the reason, Darrell, that Yahweh released us from slavery in Mitzrayim. Ready, Wilbur?
Yeah.
You ready?
Yeah.
Because now the children of Israel don't belong to Pharaoh, they are my avadim. Because I brought them out from the land of Mitzrayim. Therefore, I am the landlord, I am the boss, Yahweh, your Elohim, and now you're my slaves. You should be proud to be a slave. So next time some bright Christian, thinking that they have been freed from the law or the Torah, says to you, well, we're not supposed to practice certain things in the Torah, like plural marriage and slavery. Really? And who died and made you boss? What do you think we are to Yeshua?
Exactly.
Now, does the Brit Chadashah, does the renewed covenant confirm the fact that we are slaves? You bet your last Confederate dollar that, if you still have those, that we are his slaves. Yahweh says, the reason I ended your slavery is to make you slaves. You follow me?
Yeah.
You're not free to follow your church. You're not free to follow your doctrine. You're not free to follow your pastor. You're not free to follow your own ways, because my ways are higher than your ways, says Yahweh. Even as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts higher than your thoughts. So who's right?
Yahweh.
How do we know what truth is? What did Yeshua tell Pontius Pilatus?
What is?
He said, all who are of the truth hear my voice. For this reason was I born. And for this reason I came into the world. Can I hear a good amen?
Amen.
That I should bear witness of the truth. All who hear my voice are of the truth.
Amen.
1 Corinthians, Corinthia Aleph, 6:20. So we have been set free from slavery in Egypt to become slaves of our heavenly King. But not the kind of slavery that is bondage, but the kind of slavery that leads to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, so that we, as our parsha today can do, is proclaim liberty throughout the land. What a mean Yahweh. If you follow the law, pastor said, you shouldn't follow the law. We're not on. If you follow the law, Marcel, you get a vacation every 7th year for a full year. Now, can any of us use a full year's worth of vacation? Here we are begging our boss for 2 weeks. And if we even question our boss, like somehow, what about this day? What about that day? What about Shabbat? Can I work on Shabbat? What about this day? We could lose our job because we start begging him for 2 weeks. Yahweh says, come, let us reason together. How about if you obey my Torah, my instructions, not law. Torah doesn't mean law, it means loving instructions. And every 7th year you have a full year off with pay. Do you think it's worth following Yahweh?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but it's not worth following religion, but it is worth following Yahweh. That's what's in the law. John 1:17. The grace of the Torah came through Yeshua the Messiah. Yeshua, the anointed one. Not the law came by Moses and grace came by Christ. No, the grace of the Torah started walking in the person of Messiah Yeshua. Can I hear a good amen? Amen. 1 Corinthians 6:20. I'm on fire today, so watch out. I don't care how many people are here. I preach the same way whether there's one here or 99 and a half here.
All right now.
All right? And let me know if you see any half folks. 1 Corinthians 6:20. For you are, talking to born-again believers, bought with a price. When we think of purchase, that's slavery.
Exactly.
Our life, our being, our service belongs to Him. We have been purchased at an auction. The devil didn't want us. The world didn't want us. Our family didn't want us. Our children didn't want us. We've been rejected, despised of men, acquainted with grief, people from whom the world hid their faces. And Yahweh said, get into that auction market. I will purchase you for my own purposes and for my own reasons. Can I hear a good amen?
Amen.
We are slaves to Yeshua, to Yahweh. We have been purchased by His blood, the great price of redemption. Therefore bring Tiferet, glory to Yahweh in your body. We read that in today's Parsha.
Where?
In your Ruach, your human Ruach, which is and are from Him. So your body, we learned that earlier today, your body and the human Ruach are His, and when you're His slave, He takes His Ruach, puts it into your body, and quickens your Ruach, and when His Ruach quickens your Ruach, you become a child of the King. You become a child of the resurrection. Can I hear a good amen?
Amen.
Baruch Hashem, Yahweh. So what is the doorway, Chris, to revelation and intimacy? We all want to hear His voice. Yeshua said, my sheep hear my voice. The truth of the matter is, and I've been doing this for 25 years, I'm not a novice or a newbie. The truth is, most believers don't know how to hear His voice. But they do know how to hear the voice of their wife. Lou, didn't I tell you to take out the trash? I'm not going to tell you again, Louis. Yes, ma'am. Most folks know their voice of their husband, their wife, or their children more than the voice of Yeshua. Yeshua said, my sheep hear my voice. So the question is, why does Yeshua, you know how many know Yeshua gets blamed for a lot of things that He allegedly says and never really does say? How many know what I'm talking about?
Amen.
Oh, yeah.
He gets blamed for a lot of things that He supposedly says, but He doesn't say. So in order to hear His voice, there is something required of us as Yeshua's slaves. Go ahead, get your friends and family, get the